You've seen the GC3, you've heard of the Bushnell Launch Pro, and now there's the GC3s, and it's kind of both of these launch monitors. Built on the same hardware, the GC3s blends GC3 level performance with subscription-based pricing, and it throws in a $600 rangefinder to sweeten the deal. Now, if you're unsure what actually makes this model different, or whether it's worth your money, you're in the right place. We're going to break down what the GC3s actually gets right, and what might leave you second guessing that price tag. A quick heads up, our Golfible website has 3 free tools to help you find the launch monitor that best fits your needs. Use our filter tool to instantly find monitors with the exact features you want, like built-in display for example, and it'll show you which launch monitors have that feature. Click the compare button to compare up to 4 launch monitors side by side in our comparison tool, where you can see every feature at a glance. If you're still unsure, answer some questions in our quiz tool and get a personalized launch monitor recommendation based on your answers. All tools are linked in the description. Now back to the video. So what exactly is the GC3s? At its core, it's the same launch monitor that powers the original GC3, but instead of paying that $7,000 up front, you're paying $3,800 starting price and a $500 subscription after year 1. So that subscription unlocks virtual golf on FSX Play, FSX Pro. It has GSPro compatibility. Now, without the subscription, you can only see basic ball data on the built-in screen, and that's all. There's no simulation play without it. And you'll also get that Bushnell Pro X3 Link rangefinder included in the box, which we'll talk about a bit shortly. So really, this is the same elite tracking hardware now bundled with these smart rangefinder tools, but with a long-term ongoing price attached. So let's start with what Foresight genuinely get right with the GC3s, because there is stuff to like here. Now, first is the GC3s is built on the same hardware as the GC3, as I said, and you're getting that tour grade accuracy from the 3-camera system, and that's trusted and tested by top golfers over the years, and it's still top of the heap even years after release. Secondly, the virtual course software FSX Play is excellent. It gives you some of the most realistic ball physics and course visuals that we've tested. Now, it's not quite GSPro level, but it is better than SkyChalk Plus, Mevo Plus offerings, though Uniker's game day software might challenge that soon. On FSX Play, what really stands out is that the feedback is brutally honest. Shots from the rough or chips from sand, they will register properly. That means really bad shots are punished correctly. FSX Play includes fun and practical game improvement tools like closest to the pin challenges and target practice modes, so it does blend serious training and some engaging gameplay pretty well. But that said, it is demanding software, so you will need a gaming PC to run it smoothly. Your average laptop won't cut it. But if you've got the setup, the experience is worth it. If you don't have a gaming PC, FSX Pro runs on the iPad, and that's a different software that they have, and it gives you a solid virtual range option but no course play. Third, you have the Link technology, which is genuinely impressive. It's not just a gimmick. The GC3s comes bundled with this Bushnell Pro X3 Link, which is a rangefinder that connects directly to your launch monitor data. Instead of just showing distances to the pin, the rangefinder uses your launch monitor data to suggest 2 clubs for every shot based on your actual carry distances and dispersion patterns. So it's a bit like having a caddy in your pocket. So it's also going to calculate play-as distances using your personal launch conditions, not just for slope or terrain. So instead of guessing how uphill or wind will affect your shot, the rangefinder gives you a number tailored to how you hit the ball. So if you tend to launch it low or spin it more, the calculation will adjust for that. Now, it's all built in for everyday golfers, and this kind of decision-making edge that was previously only available to tour players with full-time caddies and coaches. And finally, the lower entry price, that does matter. At $3,800, the GC3s makes Foresight's hardware accessible to golfers who couldn't afford spending $7,000 up front for a GC3. Yes, the $500 annual subscription is a major commitment, and we'll get to that, but Foresight does include 1 full year of software access for free. So you're going to get FSX Play, FSX Pro, full ball and club data, all included out of the box. And that's something you don't get with other launch monitors you've tested. There's usually no free trial period, and certainly not with the full suite of software features. But it's not all smooth sailing, so let's talk about where the GC3s starts to lose some of that shine and what might make you think twice about buying it. Now, the first area where it starts to frustrate is the subscription wall. After your first free year, you need to pay that $500 per year subscription to keep full access to FSX Play, FSX Pro, and to have GSPro integration. Without that yearly sub, you lose the software, you lose simulation. You're left with basic data on the built-in screen, and that's about it. So it feels like you're renting a device that you've already bought, which is annoying. Now, the GC3s also uses the same exact hardware as the Bushnell Launch Pro, which is also using GC3 tech, and both rely on the same $500 per year subscription to unlock full features like simulation. They're essentially built to serve the same purpose, giving you that GC3 level performance at a lower entry point. The only other real difference is geography here. The Launch Pro has been available to US buyers for years, while the GC3s is Foresight's way of finally offering that model to international customers. So while the GC3s fills a real need for non-US buyers, it's hard to ignore the fact that this is the same product US customers have had for years, just with a new name and a bundled rangefinder and the same fees. Now, GSPro users are at a disadvantage with the GC3s. Let's be honest, a lot of golfers are buying a sim setup today. They're not going to use FSX Play or FSX Pro. They're going to use GSPro because it offers more courses, better realism, there's a stronger online community, all for a lower annual fee. But the problem is you can't use GSPro with the GC3s unless you're also paying for Foresight's $500 per year subscription. They're forcing you to pay that subscription to unlock GSPro, plus the $250 license for GSPro just to use your preferred software. That's a big ask, especially when other launch monitors like the Mevo Plus or Garmin R50 can run GSPro without any manufacturer imposed fees. You just pay GSPro directly and you're in. Now, this is not a problem you face with the regular GC3 as there's no subscriptions. So yes, the GC3s works with GSPro, but it's an expensive way to use it. If you're getting value from the video, please consider subscribing and buying your launch monitor from our affiliate links in the description at no extra cost to you, as that's what keeps the channel going. Thank you. And lastly, there is a quiet downgrade in warranty. The standard GC3 comes with a 2-year warranty and the GC3s just 1 year. It's a small detail, but again, it's something to factor in when you're weighing the true long-term value. So with all that in mind, who does the GC3s actually make sense for? If you're building that home simulator and you want professional grade data without paying $7,000 up front, and you're comfortable with subscriptions and you plan to use FSX Play or GSPro regularly, then the GC3s is going to give you that more accurate, higher level performance than other launch monitors at a lower starting cost. You're getting that accurate unit, the immersive virtual golf, and the smarter course management tools with the rangefinder all in one setup. Now, the GC3s isn't just built for indoor sims, it's also one of the most accurate launch monitors outdoors. It's proven on the range and on the course. There's plenty of videos showing its consistency outdoors. The built-in display, it's pretty easy to use standalone. You're going to get the full ball and club data without needing an external device. And where it really stands out is with that Bushnell rangefinder that's been included. That's the only launch monitor that pairs data with a rangefinder apart from the GC3. If you want your practice sessions to directly improve your on-course decisions, then the GC3s is one of the few launch monitors that actually bridges that gap. And for any of you non-US golfers, this is the first time you can access GC3 hardware at subscription-based prices. If you've been priced out of the GC3 or locked out of the Launch Pro entirely, the GC3s is going to finally give you a way in. But even if the GC3s sounds like a good fit, it doesn't exist in a vacuum. There are other launch monitors out there. Some are cheaper with fewer strings attached, so it's worth seeing how the GC3s stacks up. The Unicry Mini will cost more up front, but they're not going to force subscriptions on you to use their virtual range out of the box to practice. And they have game improvement tools like the AI Trainer and Impact Video, which are a step above anything the GC3s has. But some of these tools and the virtual courses for the Unicry Mini are still behind subscriptions. The Mevo Plus and Garmin R50 both offer GSPro compatibility with no extra connection fee, making them a much cheaper way to access that simulator software. And even the Bushnell Launch Pro, which is the same hardware as we said as the GC3s, is cheaper in the US, and it offers a ball data only version for $2,000 if you want to save more initially. But it does not come with the rangefinder included. So is the GC3s worth it? Well, it depends where you're living, how you practice, how you feel about subscriptions. For some of you, it's going to be a fit. For others, it's a step in the wrong direction. If you're still unsure, we've made it easy. You can use our launch monitor comparison tool to see how the GC3s stacks up side by side with competitors. Try our filter tool to find the best device for your setup and take our launch monitor quiz, or check out our GC3s review article, which goes deeper into the launch monitor. All links are in the description, and we'll see you in the next one.